Welcome to the Elective Ed Podcast. We are all about creating a supportive community for K-12 special education families. I am your host, Miss Tawny. I have over 20 years of experience in the education industry. I have taught all ages in the public, private, charter, and homeschool settings. On this channel, we will be talking about the current issues in the K-12 school systems and suggest ways that students and parents can better advocate for support. If you like this podcast, please like, subscribe, and share with others that might be interested. If you want to see what we are up to, check out the links in the description below. Now, let's tackle our current topic. Hello there. Happy new school year. I am sure that all of you have noticed all of the recent media coverage on the nationwide teaching shortage. This shortage is going to greatly affect students with special needs, which motivated me to share some information and thoughts on the subject. I have been a special education teacher in the United States for half of my career, and I know that parents and students are anxious and would like to know how to better communicate their concerns. So I wanted to address it in this podcast. The biggest issue, in my opinion, is the number of classes that are going to be taught by inexperienced substitute teachers. I have nothing but appreciation and respect for the substitutes out there that are stepping in to help out in schools. In fact, I was a substitute before I decided to become a teacher. However, there are some issues that can arise for special needs students when dealing with substitute teachers. A substitute teacher's main responsibility is to deliver the curriculum that they are given for the day. They are paid by the day and are not held to the same teaching requirements that a regular certified teacher has. They will receive a roster for the students, and typically that roster will include the specialty designations of SPED, which is the special education students, 504, and English as second language. They are not the teachers of record, so they do not typically receive copies of the curriculum or behavioral accommodations or modifications that are in each student's IEP, which is the Individualized Education Plan. They will be relying on the on-campus specialty team for help. Every SPED student has an on-campus team, even in the virtual setting. It is important for both parents and students to know who is on their team in order to make sure that their IEP accommodations and modifications are consistently met. This team could include any of the following people: the SPED case manager, who is the parent and student's first point of contact for any concerns. They are responsible for making sure that the IEP requirements are met. They are also responsible for tracking and updating any data related to their SPED caseload students. If you have concerns, this is the teacher to contact. They are the on-campus advocate for your students. The SPED inclusion teacher, who may or may not be a case manager, is also on the team. They are typically assigned to a core class and are responsible for making sure that all SPED students in the class have their accommodations for that subject area. Typically, they are only in the core classes, which are English, math, science, and history. They do talk to the case managers and make adjustments to the IEP accommodations as needed. They will most likely be in the room with the substitute if the class is a core subject area. The resource or modified teacher may or may not have a caseload. They are responsible for creating and delivering modified curriculum. Modified curriculum is coursework that is adjusted for students that are performing below grade level. Your student may have this teacher for one or more core classes. The specialists are a group of people who specialize in specific supports that your student may or may not use. They include speech or language specialists, occupational therapists, behavioral therapists, school counselors, and school psychologists. These specialists are the most common on school campuses. There may be other specialists that your students require that is typically decided after updated evaluations. The specialists meet with your students according to the time allotment on the IEP, so it may be one time per week or one time per grading period. Many of the specialists are not attached to a single campus. They are typically responsible for multiple campuses, so they tend to be on different campuses throughout the week. School psychologists conduct evaluations of students to qualify for 504 or SPED programs. Students are referred to the school psychologist by parents, administrators, or teachers. The SPED lead or department chair is the on-campus contact to the district-level SPED team. They organize and train the department chair in any new legislation, data reporting, or address any needs that would arise from the SPED teachers or students. They also mentor any new SPED teachers. The art facilitator schedules the annual meeting to update the IEP and make sure that all of the IEP paperwork is in order after the case manager has updated it. They also make sure that any paperwork attached to graduation requirements or outside supports get to the school counselors or any other district level specialists that may need it. Self-contained teachers have a caseload of students that are taught all courses in the same room throughout the school day. Typically, these rooms are specialized for students that have significant disabilities that prohibit them from being successful in a traditional classroom setting. Remember, the first point of contact for all parents and SPED students is your SPED case manager. They are on campus to advocate for the students and work hard to find solutions for any problem that may arise. Make sure to talk with them to clarify which accommodations or modifications are covered for each individual subject. They can give your student that information in order to self-advocate. This is going to be the most effective method to communicate with a substitute teacher. I know that self-advocating will be an adjustment, but I'm sure that everything will settle into a rhythm in no time. I hope this information is helpful. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and share. Keep an eye out for the weekly releases of new podcast episodes. Also, check out the Elective Ed Patreon page linked below for exclusive content, early release podcasts, and upcoming webinars. I appreciate you spending your time with me. Please comment below and let me know if there are subjects that you are interested in learning about in the world of special education. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode.